Okay, after looking over some charts today, I've come up with a list for a starting spot for our chat room on Monday. Green Mountain Coffee, GMCR is one of them. This did have a high volume push down below 20 on Friday. Now, after 5 days down in a row and then breaking below support from June, I am inclined to think that this might give a snapback trade back through 20 to the upside. If it doesn't set up that way, I just won't take a trade in it. But I do believe that's a smart way to watch this one. Anytime you get a 5-day sell-off to break recent support, to me that's a late jump in on a short. I think shorts that jumped in on Friday, and it did reverse a little bit on Friday. I think they're just thinking wrong. You got to look at how far something's fallen before it breaks support. And the whole number 20 is a pretty psychological level too. So I'm leaning long on GMCR, but again, we'll see what happens on Monday. We base all of our entries on intraday setup, so it's going to be pretty important what the overall market is doing and what GMCR is doing as well. These are 60-minute candles on U.S. Steel, the letter X, and you just kind of see a trend line on U.S. Steel. If it can break above that, maybe into the 2040s, be a clean trend line break, could be a nice long on Monday. NBR, it's given some pretty nice bounces every time it gets below 13 here. You can see a nice push there, 2 or 3 days, about a 4-day push there, about a week-long push there, and then it's just kind of starting again. Now, does that mean it's guaranteed to do that? No, but this is a pretty good prospect to watch for a long on Monday. Dean Foods, had this on Bounce Watch on Friday. Unfortunately, never got an interesting entry in it. Never even traded it. But now you've got a bottoming tail. It did come down, bounce off support. Overdue for a bounce. And before this week-long sell-off, this was one of the strongest stocks out there. So DF, Dean Foods, on long watch. See if we can get some follow-through on that bounce. Now we've got 15-minute candles here. WLT, Walter Energy. One of the coal names. You can see a couple recent highs here and here. Possible double bottom, then a tight base here as well from Friday. So kind of up over the $38 area. Might give a nice break of these two recent highs here and could be a good upside trade. WLT. Lexmark. Now these are weekly candles, but you can see way back here, 20 was resistance, became support here on the retest, and then was really strong. So just got decimated on Friday. But the 20 area, it doesn't mean I buy it at 20 on Monday, but the 20 area is significant, and I will be watching Lexmark for a low-risk intraday setup. If it gets down near or below 20, might give a nice long setup. So that one's worth watching as well. As I wrote here, nothing pretty on SVU, but a nice gap down and 2 big down days. This chart suggests, and I don't want to, I don't know, nobody knows, but it suggests that this thing, people are thinking, that's a better way to word it, people are thinking this thing is headed to bankruptcy. If we get a narrow range on Monday and then a break to the upside, kind of reminds me of the symbol MAKO, M-A-K-O, from the other day. I mean, it was kind of just getting decimated, and we got a really nice long trade in that one. I don't have the chart up here, but we might have the same thing in SVU. It doesn't cost us anything to have this on watch. If it doesn't give the setup we're looking for, it'll just be a no trade. That also doesn't cost us anything. And then in JDSU, bounced off this area back at the October lows and did a nice bounce off that again on Friday. So you can kind of see a head and shoulders here, and maybe if it gets down below Friday's low, this might have some nice room to fall. However, for me, this looks more like a bounce setup, at least for Monday. Okay, 5-6 days down in a row off the October lows. You can see kind of had a little bottoming tail on Friday. So this one might continue and give some more upside on Monday. We'll see. It's on watch as well. Now, we may or may not trade any of these. Remember, most of what I'd say a good percentage of the trades I call in chat are formed off of the first 10 minutes of trading. I spend time building a list for the room of unusual volume stocks showing high relative volume, for that morning, and I can build that list in the first 10 minutes, put them on charts, and oftentimes we get some of our best trades off that list. But this list that I just gave you is a good starting point. Pay is an example. Pay was not even on watch on Friday, but then we called it long right here with a stop right there and got over $1 move on whatever it was, 10 cents risk on Pay, and that one was not even on our watch list. So there's an example of a stock landing on our list after the opening bell because of the unusual volume. And I found Pay about 15 minutes in on this volume spike, and we'd been watching it anyway because it had been strong lately. So you never know what's going to happen on Monday, but we've got a nice place to start. And as always, we'll build the rest of our list as the morning unfolds. All right, have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you on Monday.